Hi, everybody. Delinda here with part two. I am on my almost 5 week into my bariatric surgery journey. And I think I ended with about 3 weeks. So it's been a couple of weeks or more since I told you what was going on with me. Um, I left you, I just started soft foods. And I was so excited about that because I had been for the first 2 weeks strictly protein and water and protein drinks and water, all liquid. So then I went on soft foods. Now, soft foods, protein soft foods. I can't just eat. My mom names all these things for me, like, oh, that's soft and that's soft, like mashed potatoes are soft, pudding is soft, jello soft, but no soft food proteins. So we're talking, I can have some meats. They're like chicken and lunch meats and beef, if it's certain kinds of beef. Um, it's cheeses. I eat a lot of cheeses. And you can have sauces and other things on them as long as it doesn't have more than 5 grams of sugar or 5 grams of carbs. So label reading is a big, big deal right now. It's amazing that this is also very limited on your choices. And I'm sure by the time I get to 3 months, I have to do this for 3 months. I will be sick and tired of my schedule. I mean, my choices that I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm doing deviled eggs, I'm doing yogurt, counts as a protein, Greek yogurt, so and sugar-free Greek yogurt. And I'm handling meats okay. I fill up quickly on meats, but I have to now. I've been introduced to non-starchy vegetables with my meats, but I have to eat 2 ounces of the meats before I can go back and eat the starchy vegetable. So that's hard because 2 ounces of meat is hard for me to get down. But I have had some carrots that were cooked. I had some cabbage that was cooked, green beans that was cooked, but not a lot yet. I'm still mainly trying to get in those 65 to 80 grams of protein a day. And so I still do a lot of protein powders. And I love looking for bariatric recipes now that I had an actual pancake for 2 mornings in a row. And no, it's not your typical pancake, but it was taking protein powder and eggs and mixing those together and pouring that into a skillet. And I got 25 grams of protein from my protein powder. Well, I say that, except that I did half yesterday and half today, so I had to split that protein in half. I'm still not able to drink 30 minutes before, 30 minutes during, and 30 minutes after. That's been really hard because I was a big swigger, and the bites have to be like dime size. So as far as everything's going, it's been pretty good. I did still have a few days of loose bowels, and they've just said take Metamucil to try to bulk up, and get some fiber. I can only do the gummies that I can drink the drink until it gets thick, and I can't do anymore. I can drink it maybe that much. I'm still having to do 64 fluid ounces of liquid. So mostly I get up and I drink my protein coffee with 25 grams of protein in it. For lunch, I usually have like cheese or eggs or a little bit of lunch meat. And then I have a yogurt. And then for dinner, it varies, just usually try to do some kind of meat and vegetable. But it's very limited. And my problem is I'm going on vacation a week and a half before I can go on crunchy foods like vegetables and all that stuff. Still no fruit, still no sugars, nothing like that. So it's just protein and vegetables. That's all that's in my diet right now. Now, the scales stopped moving once I went on soft foods. And that bothered me so bad. And my dietitian, she said, happens all the time. I see this all the time because your body is in shock, total shock. And when you have been on liquids for 2 weeks and then you start putting food back, it tries to hold on to all of that so that, because it doesn't want to let go. But, and it did that for the 2 weeks. I wasn't seeing anything on the scales. And of course, they advise you do not weigh yourself. And I think I was at 22 pounds last time I talked to you. And I've lost 27 now to just this week. Because they said it will just start dropping off after that. And sure enough, because Van and I know what I eat, and it's not enough barely enough to sustain me. If it wasn't protein, I would probably be in bad shape. But I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it in clothes, in pictures. And so I just have to be patient. I'm on a long journey, a lifetime journey. But I went back to Fayetteville for that was my 2 week after I had made the video. I think is when I went back I don't know if I'd done that before unless or not, but I went back. It was almost 3 weeks at that time. And, and that's when they told me just take Metamucil for the stool and everything looked great. So when I got home, one of my incisions is in my waistband. And it was starting to hurt, because that's where my waistband was. Well, I looked at it and it had infection and it was red. And so I took pictures and sent them to Fayetteville, and they said, go into the Tulsa office. We can't see this good enough to determine what's going on. So I went to the Tulsa office last week and they gave me an ointment and it's clearing up great. And it had scared me because, I had been in the hospital before all of this back in October for a place under my arm where my bra had rubbed and then got cellulitis from it. It started spreading. Irritation and infection started spreading. And I didn't want that, while I'm recuperating from all this. So my good news is, I had low blood pressure that was worrying me. I've gone back to see my regular physician, and y'all, she took me off of 4 blood pressure meds. And then when I went back to Fayetteville, and because of the loose stools and the dehydration I had, they took me off my 5th. So I am totally off blood pressure meds. And they thought, well, take her off. And then if she needs them, we'll slowly put back 1 or 2 if she needs it later on. So far, you guys, my blood pressure is still perfect. I don't know how, with only 27 pounds down now, that it is running so low, but praise the Lord, 5 meds gone. And then they had taken some away already before surgery. So I went from a nightly pill container full of like a handful to just a little, like I think there's 5 or 6 pills in my hand, some being vitamins, and that's it. So it's just a wonderful feeling. But I am traveling, and when I'll be only a week and a half away from crunchy foods, I am going to speak to my dietitian to see if I can add that step just, a week and a half early, because I would like to be able to take protein bars to travel with, because I'll be in airports. And if I think it's hard enough to eat at home, trying to find protein things, but I have done a few, like I've found out that I can go to Arby's and take the meat off the bun and eat an ounce of the meat or two, and just things like that. So, but it'll make it harder if I could just, and my craving, I have not had any cravings. It doesn't bother me. Van can eat anything in front of me, and it really doesn't bother me, except when I see watermelon in the refrigerator and I want watermelon. I just want a bite of watermelon, not a whole bunch. I just want a bite of watermelon. And I'm not on fruits. And you guys, I'm doing it by the letter. I am not doing anything. I'm just staying the course. And we had not had Mexican food since I had this, and we used to go every Wednesday night. And tonight we decided to order fajitas, and Van could get all the trimmings and all that stuff, and I would just get the fajita meat. And I did 2 ounces of fajita protein, meat protein. And I was so proud of that. And just the way they cooked it, it was great. I just loved it. But it's so funny because it's not the full sensation that normal people have. It doesn't happen in the stomach. The full sensation happens like kind of in your breastbone. And it'll just like, that's it. Can't take another bite. That's it. And so I am just proud of how things are going. Love your tips and tricks. What's so funny is every single doctor is different on how they do their aftercare. And like I'm on stage 3, but somebody else, like if I go on a Facebook group site and that it's not my personal doctor's Facebook group site, they're all over the board. I mean, some people never did the 2-week liquids. Some people are eating soft foods that are carbs, like the mashed potatoes and the macaroni and all that stuff. But it's just different what other doctors require. So I'm real proud of mine, and I know that this is a lifestyle change, and I'm going to try to do it by the letter. But reach out to me if you have any tips or tricks or recipes for protein, especially, because and no, I still can't have any carbs or starches or sugars. So that limits a lot of things. So, but anyway, just wanted to catch you up to date. Like I said, I can tell my clothes. I'm wearing something I haven't worn since 2018 today. I'm on my way. So if you have questions, also put them in the comments and I'll get back with you. Thanks. Bye-bye.